Come fly with me, let's fly away.
I love making movies about my holidays. Firstly, I enjoy travel itself. I enjoy going to new places, seeing new people and cultures. But I also like extending that pleasure through the cold winter months while I edit the film. And I also enjoy sharing those experiences with my friends back home. But the problem with making holiday movies is that no matter how different each holiday is, no matter how far apart the locations may be from one year to the next, it's fairly easy to find yourself in the same kind of situations, filming the same kind of scenes. For instance, it's a very common subject to walk down a local street market and film the bustle and the colour. I've done it all over the world, and it would be very easy to make one year's film a pale copy of last year's, where the only thing that differs is the language of the people on the stalls. So what we need to do is to look at this year's subject, this year's location for the holiday, and try and find that very special focus that will give it some kind of individuality when we've turned it into a video. And that focus will probably start with the title, which may simply say where it is, but hopefully in a way that will entice the audience to look forward to an interesting visit to somewhere different. Alternatively, the title could be a little bit more intriguing, that doesn't give away the topic of the subject immediately, and perhaps makes our audiences look at the screen and think, I wonder what this is going to be about.
Deep below the Pacific Ocean lies a hot spot that continuously spews forth volcanic lava. Eventually this new rock breaks the surface of the water as an island.
Having decided on our title, it's now important to work on the focus of the film itself. And I think it's very important not to confuse the issue by muddling up different styles. For instance, it's quite possible to make the film a pure family holiday film, with everything seen through the eyes of the holiday makers themselves. It gives it a very personal touch.
Our campsite was at Rheinsberg, which was celebrating its summer flower festival during our stay. Linda decided to make her own contribution. Her arrangement used Stephen's unfinished clog as a container, and she chose blue and white flowers to represent the colour of Delft porcelain.
Alternatively, the movie may ignore the holiday element of the location itself and concentrate in more of a travelogue documentary style on the place itself, or even an event that was filmed while you were on holiday.
And then one day in 1607, new immigrants arrived by sea following a hazardous 4.5-month voyage across the Atlantic.
They bring a lot of dried bread because they like their bread. And let me show you what it looks like. It looks like this right here. The first thing you do when you get one of these pieces of dried bread to eat is you bang it on the side of the ship and get the weevils off. If I was eating some bean soup, could I drop this down in the bottom? By the time I finish the beans, do you think this will be soft enough? Pretty much.
The chosen focus of the video will probably then define how best to write and present the commentary. For instance, in a true family holiday film, it will probably include personal comments about the people concerned.
Stephen particularly liked the saltwater snorkeling pool, where, after some simple lessons, he was able to enter the world of the fishes.
On the other hand, an observational documentary is likely to better suit commentary presented in the third person.
The central pivot of the Mall is the memorial to George Washington, whose ancestors emigrated from northeast England and who was eventually elected as the first President of the United States of America. He gave his name to this city, and his monument still exercises control over its appearance, since no building in Washington is allowed to be higher than the monument itself. Since it is the highest masonry structure in the world, and is 5 times higher than any existing building in Washington, it should be easy to keep to those architectural rules.
I even came to the conclusion once that my film about Venice really did not need such a mundane commentary as "This is a gondola." And the resultant film is just a montage of pictures and classical music. As you can see, we can make our travel memories in any form that we like. They can be holiday souvenirs, they can be travelogues, documentaries, even musical interludes. The only thing that they should never be is boring and predictable. And if we seek out that special focus for this year's holiday, that special focus for this year's location, and turn that into a special focus for this year's video, then our audiences will always be satisfied. Now, where should we go next?
Pack up, let's fly away.